Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Full Time Whistleco video series. My name is Kaustubh, and I've got Devashish today with me to discuss the situation at Leicester City. 6 games into the season, 1 point on the board. Devashish, do you think it's time for Brendan Rodgers to go?
So it would be very unfair for me to just say that he deserves the sack because in a lot of aspects he does not, but in a lot of aspects actually he does also. So it depends on from which side you look at it. So I'll present both of the sides in a very short way. So one side is he has done a great job. He knows the player. He won them their FA Cup after a long time, and then he finished fifth twice. He was very close to the Champions League. He brought them to Europe. He did a great job. His recruitment under him, I think, of course, it was not completely his recruitment, but the recruitment under him and then the improvement of those players was excellent. Even I remember Casper Schmeichel being very uncomfortable with the ball in his feet under the
Mhm.
previous coach and under Rodgers, he was just passing it everywhere. He was distributing well. So James Justin, Castagna, Fofana, young players and doing really well. Elements is one of them now. He's really one of those
Harvey
world
Barnes,
class.
even Madison.
Yeah, Barnes. Harvey Barnes is probably the most improved player under him. Before he was a young
Yeah.
talent, now he's closer to a finished product now. So what happens
Mhm.
is that's one side. So of course he does not. But the other side is this season they have been terrible. A lot of the players have left, which according to the noises that are coming out of the club is because of him. Like Kasper Schmeichel embodies that club. Like for some time, the embodiment of that club was Ranieri, Robert Huth, and Westwood. Now the embodiment of club for the past 2 years was literally Casper Schmeichel. Like his aura was everything when they used to be on that pitch, along with Jamie Vardy on the other end. Casper Schmeichel left. I think he's gone to a small. Which club he's gone to?
He's gone to Nice, and it was just a 1 million deal, so there was some sort of disagreement there, and a bit of an
Exactly. Like
unsavory end to his tenure.
yeah, so like no one wants to leave Leicester City and go to Nice now. Like there must be something wrong that Brendan Rodgers and the club is doing for that moment. So the second side is Brendan Rodgers should nowhere near be this position for him. Like with this time, with this starting 11 with the players, he's got nowhere near this. But I think what happens is why I think sacking him is the best thing for the club, not
Hmm.
because it deserves it, but just because of the situation, is that the players want to leave. A lot of players wanted to leave. Tielemans wants to leave. Madison would leave. And a lot of these players are now under pressure. Like manager is like players are ruling the dressing room right now. There's so much who is the leader. There's sort of a lack of clarity. What happens is if you bring a new manager right now, the new manager bounce is real. We all know new manager bounce is real. They can go on and like win four in a row. The team is that good. Of course, it depends on their next fixtures. I am not really aware of what they are. But if the fixture in the next few matches are good, then it would be the right thing to get rid of it. Like you can see Aston Villa, Tottenham, and then they face Nottingham, Bournemouth, and Palace and Leeds and Wolves. Like that is a winnable run right there. That's where you need the new manager bounce to build the momentum and then have some pieces in place and do something. So sacking him right now and getting a new manager like a Pochettino, like a Schmidt would actually get the players together, that freshness, new tactics, new voice, some sort of something new for the fans as well. And that could build the momentum for them to really go and probably have a season in the top 10. So he doesn't deserve the sack, but the club probably should sack him considering the situation right now.
I think I do agree with the points you make, but I feel like I have a bit of a different perspective here. If you see, all through the summer, or pretty much till the last day of the season, was when they made their first and only signing, who is a Belgian defender. Losing the likes of Fofana and Schmeichel obviously has a huge impact on the team, and I think he hasn't really been helped in the transfer market. The squad right now is really bloated. They've had to leave out a few players because they cannot register them for the Premier League. So I think he's in a bit of a difficult situation. Also, there's a lot of unrest in the players with the likes of Madison wanting to leave, and there being a bit of a turmoil. And overall, I feel like maybe the cycle of success that Leicester had, from I think over the past 10 years, if you just look at the journey that they've had from going from the championship to winning the Premier League to then going to Europe to making it to the quarterfinals. And then after a bit of a dip, they did go on and win the FA Cup and the Community Shield. So I think, the job that the cycle that Leicester have had over the past 10 years is coming to an end now. And unfortunately, Brendan Rodgers just finds himself in a difficult situation where maybe his time at the club, his cycle also has come to an end, as well as the club itself. Even the signings that they've made over the past few seasons, they haven't really been as successful as the ones in the past, where they've been able to sell their players for a huge profit and then sign cheap and then build the next stars. um, so considering that he is sad, who do you have in mind as the potential replacement for him, given the position that Leicester is? They do have a really good squad and maybe the right manager, as you mentioned, they also have good fixtures coming up. So who do you see being able to, get the new manager bounce and get the team back into the moving upwards rather than downwards?
This actually depends on what the club is looking at. So the option, there are three big options out there which are like really eye-catching ones. One is Mauricio Pochettino, second is Schweindeich, and
Yeah.
third is Marcelo Bielsa. Like there are three options out there, and three are completely different. Like maybe Pochettino and Bielsa are slightly closer in the way they play, but still they're very different. They're three very different kinds of managers in terms of not just playing style, in terms of the personality, in terms of a lot of things are different. So what happens is, are you looking at a position-based manager who's going to work with the players he's got and who's not going to complain about the finances?
Mm-hmm.
It's for Pochettino. You need a manager who is going to ask for his players, who is going to always speak weird things, who is going to use a translator, who is going to do some stuff which is not normal. Marcelo Bielsa. If you want a manager, you're not going to spend the money. You don't necessarily want a possession-based style of football, but you want the club to have the next 5 years. Just need to want to finish in the mid-table. Just make sure that you are right there until you get the next wave of money into the club, and then you can pump that into the club. It's shown that. So Leicester
Mm-hmm.
City are actually in a good position because when you sack a manager, you're not in that a position like this. They've got three managers out there. They can literally pick according to what they want. So if they want to continue this way of playing, high pressing football, attractive football, good style of football, which suits elements, which suits the defenders, which suits the players they've got, it's Pochettino. But if they're looking at someone because like Vardy is also coming to a late age now, Johnny Evans is coming to a late age. So if they're looking, maybe like we don't know when we're going to invest, we don't know how we're going to do it. So we need a manager who's gonna just work with them, make sure we just finish in that that mid-table bracket between 10th to 15th, that
Correct.
position where Crystal Palace have finished for the last few years, and now they are pumping money into the club. So if we want to do that, if we want to follow the same model, then Showing Dash is the answer. So I don't know what the club want. And that's why I would say Schweindeich because he's the safest in terms of the safe hands.
Yeah.
And Pochettino might not want that job because I think he's been at a very higher level now, and now he might not want to come because when he took Tottenham, they were in a similar space like Leicester
Correct.
City.
Yeah,
He
he'll have
brought
to,
them,
start the
yeah,
journey all over
yeah.
again.
He might like a job like like it sounds a very unbelievable, but if something happens with Klopp, he might want the Liverpool job. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
it's very unlikely, but that kind of job he will be looking for. So that's the kind of thing. But I would say Show and Daish is the best out there.
Okay, perfect. I think that brings us to the end of today's video, guys. These were our opinions on Leicester City's situation, and whether or not Brendan Rodgers should be sacked. You let us know in the comments down below what do you think. And if you're new to the channel, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.